Alright everyone, here's how to create your first assignment. What you can do is click from your home screen, click on the word assignment right up here and give it a name, test assignment, right there. Since it is a title, we should follow all grammatical rules, and you can write in a description and so on and so forth. You can also use bold, italic, and some underline, along with an unnumbered bullet list and a numbered bullet list. You can also use font colors and backgrounds, so if you wanted to highlight something, you'd certainly do that. You can also use subscripts and superscripts and strike-throughs, and if you are a fan of HTML, you can actually hand code in there. Most of us probably won't be doing that though. You can also upload a file. For example, if I want to give kids a certain document, I could do that, or a link to another place on the web. I can certainly do that. Let's pretend I'm going to upload a file here. So I'm going to upload, let's see, this document right there. Upload, and you can see it's going to upload it and attach it to this assignment. I can attach a link. I can go into my resources, which would be like going into here, and pull something out of there. And I can also make an audio or video recording. I can set the assignment to be a certain amount of points, and I can set it to be a final or a midterm grade. Down below, I can, we don't have this set up yet, but align learning objectives, things like report card standards or Common Core standards. That can be done, but it is not ready yet. Over here, it's going to be visible to students, and I do want them to turn in a digital file, so I have this submissions enabled, all set to go. Grading statistics, yeah, I'd like to keep that on because I like kids to be able to see how they were in relation to the rest of the class, all anonymously. Also, comments enabled, sure. I want kids to be able to say, hey, this wasn't clear, Mr. M. Can you straighten this out for me? So I usually leave that on. If you don't want that, you can turn it off. I'll leave it off. And now I have to say, well, what class is this for? And I'm going to type in, well, I want it for hour 2 math, and let's put hour 3 also. So now this assignment is going to be posted to both those courses, and I get some more things that pop up. For example, the due date. Let's make it for hour 2. Let's make it due the 13th, and I'll put it in classwork. And I can even, there we go. I'll give it numeric, and it'll automatically have your right grading period in there. But for hour 3, well, let's say hour 2, let's say that gets done at 10:05, and I want it done by the end of the period there. I can say, okay, for hour 3, boy, I forgot when that was due, the 13th. I can say the 13th, but hour 3 gets done a little bit later. Let's say it gets done at 11:15. And again, I want that in classwork, and leave everything the same. And I hit create, and boom, I can see that I've easily made an assignment in my course. If I go to my updates here, you can see that there's the test assignment right there, and kids will get notified of that, and they can go to town doing some work. Also, there's the ability to, within my course, to do the same exact thing. I can go and add materials, and I can add an assignment right here and pretty much do the same exact thing. What this gives me, though, the ability to do it within the course. I can actually upload images and symbolic representations and video and drop all that in there. Otherwise, everything's exactly the same. Once I'm done, let's say I did create a course in my, or create an assignment within my course, I can then take that goofy assignment that I made and copy it to another course. There, boom. And I can fill out certain things. Get it all set. Just take some time to browse through all this stuff. So I can create a course from the home, or excuse me, I can create an assignment from the home screen and push it out, just like this, to everyone. Or I can go within a course, create an assignment, and I get a few more features. And from there, from this section, I can copy that out to other sections that I have. So that's the basics of it there. As long as I'm in a course, I'm going to show you right here creating a test or a quiz. They're basically the same thing. What I can do is click on there again. I'm in a course. I'm in my Marchanda test or 2, which is math, and I went into my materials, and I went into tests and quizzes, and I'm going to add one, and I have to give it a name: test math test. Testing a math test. I'm going to say this is going to be due over here, and let's have it due at 3:30 p.m. We'll call it a test, and what type of scale? I'll call it numeric. And again, I can assign this to individual students or individual groups of students if I'd like. Right now I'm going to leave it the way it is. I do want it visible to students because right now it'd be hidden, but right here it'd be visible, and I do want them to see this is coming since it's coming up at the end of the week. Statistics enabled. They can certainly ask questions about the test, and I can't copy it yet because I do have to make my questions. So I'm going to hit create. Now I get bumped over to this whole creation area. And I can add a whole bunch of different types of questions, and I'm not going to get into all these. Basically, I want you to play with these. For example, true or false. I can pose a question right here. There we go. And I can even upload, I can insert tables, and I can upload rich media in there, and I can do all this fancy stuff. So now you can have really dynamic, beautiful looking quizzes and tests. True, false, okay. Correct answer is true. Require correction if false. There's all these little different settings for each type. For example, here, if I want to do a you can do short answer, fill in the blank, a matching one, all these different things. If I do a matching one, you're going to see that it looks a little bit different. I can put in a description and make a matching, for example, a vocabulary test. This would be really good. Can add more choices. It can be as long as I want. In this one, I would like to allow partial credit. I mean, that's the only thing I really want to show you. In some of these, you want to allow partial credit because in this, if they were to get one of these wrong, they would get all 10 points off. But since I've checked allow partial credit on this, this 10 points gets divided up into how many possibilities there are. So I'm going to create that question there. And you can go on and on and on. And you know, the best way to do this is to just play with one. Oops, you do not have two of the same question. Whatever. Let's cancel this. Just to play with these, and then you can open up your settings here, and this is where you can hide it. Well, available now until a certain point, or from now to another to an ending point. There could be a time limit on this test or quiz. You can allow kids to take it multiple times. A lot of what I've seen is teachers doing practice tests, and they let kids practice a bunch of times before they actually have a different test that they give for a final. Randomize order, sure, we'll take all the questions and randomize them. Page breaks. This is important if you, in your questions, if you use the feature of page breaks, for example up here, if you wanted like 3 questions or 4 questions on a page, you might be setting up your own page breaks. And I think, yeah, there we go. So add question. I can add page breaks myself. But I could tell Schoology to just do 1 question per page. Question review. This will let kids review their answers before they are done, before they hit finally submit. Resumable. This means can they start the test and then resume it at home. That'll be up to you depending on what you want to do. And view submissions. This is nice because once they submit it, you can say, yeah, I want them to see immediately with the correct answers. You can choose to hide point values too. When you're all done doing that, you can hit Save Changes. You can preview it. In the Results tab, you'll see all the kids' results, and you'll be able to dive into all sorts of data. And you can also see the kids commenting on the test or a quiz. So if I go back here and to my materials and I've made a test or a quiz, right here, test, math, test, I can now take that and bump this out to another course. Yeah, I want to push it out to this one. And I'll put it in Unit 1. I can change anything that I'd like to change and hit copy. And so if I go to my other course, you're going to see in my materials that that test, math, test is right there. So, and my kids will see that it's due Friday, just like that. So it's really nice. Now we're starting to build in a planner for our students, and that's really helpful. So I hope this video wasn't too long. I know I threw a lot at you, but basically you can make a test or a quiz or an assignment from your home screen. You can make an assignment right here, or you can go into, I'm reviewing now, or you can go into a course and into your materials and make an assignment or make a test or a quiz, which you can push out to your other sections. I know this was fast. You'll just have to play, and our tech mentors will be coming around to help.